Good day, Ruskin enjoyers. It is time for the Rust Workshop Skin Checks. It's the 12th of September, and over the past weekend, a variety of very interesting looking Rust skins have been submitted to the workshop. We're going to go ahead and take a look at each and every single one of them with the intention to identify any continuations of collections, because with every new Rust store, if we see a skin being accepted and it's part of a collection, we tend to see the pre-existing skins from the same collection having a bit of a spike in demand, and that of course usually leads to a spike in price. So if we had the intuition to think, you know what, maybe I should invest into that collection, maybe the new skin will be accepted, and if it does, well, if the spike in demand happens and the spike in price happens, you're going to be making some of those delicious looking profits. So yeah, that's the main intention, the main perspective. We're looking at everything with the financial perspective. We're on the hunt for investments, if that makes sense to you. And like I said, with the help of the likes of smm.app, this will help visualize if it's a good idea or not to, invest into said collection. Don't worry, I'll guide you through it. We'll go through all the motions. Now, before we get started in taking a look at all of those new skins, you're probably wondering, what's this? A followed authors list? How did you get this all set up? Well then, if you were to look right above me right now in the top right corner of the video, you might notice a card's just appeared. If you were to click that right now, it will navigate you to a specially made video in which it will guide you in how to set up a followed authors list per your choosing, because there's different options and different ways in which you can build one up. So consider watching that, and that's a new method in which I figured out how to save some time now when I do my Rust Workshop skin checks. So I'm sure you're now knowledgeable and understand how to set up a followed authors list and whatnot. Let's now move on to talking about the brand new skins that have appeared on the workshop. So this is the September 12 batch. As you can see, we have 91 skins to take a look at today. We'll be going through the order of deployables, tools and weapons, and armor and clothing like all the previous weeks. So I'm going to take one quick drink right here. And shall we get started? Now, please be aware, the current intention is I want the videos to be nice and efficient, so I'm really only going to be talking about skins if they're in reference to upcoming content or if they're actually continuations of collections. So if you happen to be a skin creator and you might notice I didn't speak about your skin that much, well, if it's neither of those things, then I'm afraid you've got to understand the main intention for the video and whatnot, okay? So, sorry about that, but I've got to make sure this video doesn't last 2 hours. So, shall we jump straight in? Let's start talking about all these skins. So, deployables first. Here we go. We've got some rug skins to take a look at. Chat, YouTube, have you ever wondered what it's like to touch grass? Well, with great thanks to Mr. Shino, we can get a good understanding of that. We can make great use of this rug and pretend. Yes, with the power of pixels, we have grass. A grass rug, to be precise. Now, we've had the likes of camouflage forest rugs before. We've had the likes of the kelp rug earlier this year. People really do like green rugs because they like to cover their bases in them and whatnot, because they think it's good camouflage and you can hide your base in the forest. Not really, but, you know, let them have fun. So if you'd like to see a rug skin like this potentially being accepted, please consider voting yes or no. Also, please consider offering a nice comment or two if you happen to like it. I hope those are nice words. If you don't happen to like it, but you have reasons, feel free to sit here and say, you know what, here's my critique or here's my feedback. You know, be nice, concise and straight to the point. Try and help them out. And if the skin doesn't get accepted in the future, they might make a version 2, incorporate your ideas, and hey, maybe that gets accepted and you help them out. So please consider doing that. And do not forget, this skin, of course, with all of the other skins that you see here, it's in the collection link in the description. So if you were to look at the description right now, you can see that this link is right there. You could go through each and every single one of these skins as we go through each and every single one of them. You'll also notice that I put chapters down for every continuation that we see. So please also consider looking at the specific continuations if you really want to. You get the idea. I've just tried to make it a whole lot more convenient for people. So anyway, with that, let's now move on. So now we have the Young Astronomer rug, but there's a bit of a problem with this. JJ, hello, good day to you, sir. He's the creator of this skin. He's made it so it's only transparent. So do you see this decoration and whatnot, where there's like stars, planets, rockets, stars? Okay, cool. But this is it. It's just transparent, and this is a bit of a problem. I don't think this will be allowed. JJ, you should have had a second version where it had like a flat background for it as well. The fact that it's only coming in a transparent version kind of leads me to believe it might not get accepted. So yeah, if you're a skin creator and if you ever want to do a design like this, at the very least you should also have an alternate version where you also have like a flat background behind it as well. You're allowed to do that. That's fine. Okay. So that's just you. That's just to you mainly, Mr. JJ. It's a cool idea, but because you've only got a transparent version, I don't think that's going to be all right. But you never know. Maybe it does. You can still vote yes or no if you happen to like it. So yeah, proceed. Now we have our first continuation to talk about. This is the charcoal rug, and it's the version 2. So, earlier this year we had the likes of a charcoal furnace. This is the only other charcoal skin that we've had. It's sold for $1.99, and right now, well, selling for 87 cents. It's a bit awkward, but most rust skins at the moment are struggling. Oh wait, no, it's 90 cents. Don't worry. So yeah, most rust skins are struggling at the moment. It's the autumn/fall season. Lots of people aren't playing the game as much. Demand for skins have gone down, so yeah. So look, it's looking a bit bad. However, if we were to see the likes of this rug skin being accepted, we potentially could see a brand new charcoal collection being set up. And if we keep seeing more and more deployables being made, or the pre-existing deployables very likely could go up in price very, very nicely. And we have seen this, haven't we? Especially with the likes of, do you remember porcelain? So we've had porcelain skins being accepted this year, but we randomly had like a porcelain furnace accepted last year. But with every porcelain deployable skin that we've had accepted this year, the large box and the garage door, that furnace went up in price quite a lot. So the same could still potentially happen to the likes of this. But it mainly depends on will we see even more charcoal deployable skins being made and accepted. So if you happen to like the design of this, do you want to cover your entire base in charcoal? At least it'll be nice and warm during these winter months. Please consider voting yes or no for Sadist's charcoal collection. And it looks like they have made some other charcoal skins in the past. Oh wait, no, yeah, of course the original charcoal rug. But yep, Sadist, keep up the good work. And yes, like I said, this could work out very nicely, but I think we'd still need to see some more charcoal deployables being made and accepted. But then things could probably work out very nicely for this furnace. Sounds good? Right then, so let's move on. Let's start talking about the likes of these furnaces here. Yes, a decent batch of furnaces. Right, so here's the Tanglewood furnace. It's like a tree stump with mushrooms all around it, some moss, some very nice looking detail right there. Get a good look at that. If you happen to be a fan of this design, please consider voting yes or no. Very nice. That's made by Mr. Kuvahu. Then we have the Catacomb furnace. Get a good look at this. It's a bit hard to see. The lighting's a little bit awkward. That helps. Yep, good bit of light there. And I do believe we also have one during the daytime. So yes, I'm going to be brutally honest with you. I wouldn't be surprised if we see some very similar designs like this appearing next month for Halloween, because I've seen it all before. So the design, nothing really wrong with it. It's just I wouldn't be surprised if we see even more like this. So hey, if you happen to like this, please consider voting yes or no. And I think I also came up with the idea of trying to do that as a rug, didn't I, Kua? So let's see if that works out. So best of luck to you, and if you happen to like this furnace, please consider voting yes or no. Then we have the Constructor furnace. Now, this one's a little bit awkward because when you get a good look at it, you might be reminded of something. Yeah, we already have the Pixel furnace. And one quick look at this and you'll quickly realise, yeah, very similar design, very similar style. That is the one problem that I noticed with this, Mr. Isvik. So, yeah, a little bit awkward is all I can say, but you could still vote yes or no for it. But because we already have a skin of that design for the same item, just a little bit awkward is all. So, yeah. Best of luck to you, and let's see what happens with that. Then we have the Spider Furnace. This is made by Chris. Do you happen to like spiders, or do you fear them? Well, it doesn't matter. You're looking at it now. It's very greeny red. I'm not sure why it's coloured that way. Was it originally supposed to be a crab? So, yeah, if you'd like to see a Spider Furnace, please consider voting yes or no. Right, now we're going to move on to sleeping bags. Get a good look at this. We've got 3 sleeping bags to take a look at. Here is the Ballon sleeping bag. This is made by Hashaki, who's still looking for their first ever skin to be accepted. Down here we can get a good look at the references. Of course, this is in reference to the hot air balloons that we have in the game. And quite recently, they got a bit of an upgrade with the armour, didn't they? Very nice, very cool. So if you like skins that are in reference to content that already exists in the game, please consider for voting for Hashaki's Ballon sleeping bag. Then we have the Lifeboat Sleeping Bag, version 2. This glows in the dark, as you can see. But this is more for me to speaking to Slivkey. Slivkey, you only submitted this by itself. You know you are allowed to submit an alternate version that doesn't glow, right? Like, I really think you should have done that. I really think you should have submitted a version that also doesn't glow. And it's totally fine. You're allowed to submit both because they're technically the same skin, but with just one simple tweak. And that's one version glows and one version don't. I'm not sure if Face Punch always wants to have a glow-in-the-dark sleeping bag. But you could have given the option to pick one that didn't glow. Yeah. A little bit goofy, but other than that, if you happen to like the design of this and whatnot, chat, YouTube, please consider voting yes or no for the Lifeboat Sleeping Bag. And Slivkey, in the future, you're more than allowed to produce a version that doesn't glow as well. So, that's just for you. Cool. Right, Airborne Sleeping Bag. This is made by Robstar, and seeing that means we're not going to be getting a modern military skin this week, but hey, maybe he just wanted to take a break this week. As you can see, he's got a pretty cool design for the the sleeping bag. It's, of course, the in reference to the new parachute. So, yeah, it's like all of it's like tucked away in there, and if you pull the thing, it's going to... What a great way to sleep. So yeah, cool idea. If you happen to like it, please consider voting yes or no for the Airborne Sleeping Bag. Right, now we're going to move on to storages. Here we have the small box, and then we've got a few large wood boxes. So here we go. Let's jump straight in. What a nice looking trim design there by Morphus. It's the Pirate Gold chest. Gold sheen, very shiny. I like the pattern, I like the design, I like little skulls there. Would you like to have a nice gold trim small box skin? Well, please consider voting yes or no for the Pirate Gold chest. Get one quick good look at that. Nice and shiny. Oh, it's got a little dent in there. They all do. That's just a joke. But yeah, cool looking design. Best of luck to you, Mr. Morphus. Now we're moving on to the large wood boxes. And yep, it's another skin in reference to parachutes. So, Mr. Anubis Dunk, basically the design looks as if you've basically tucked in the whole the whole parachute in there. And yeah, pretty goofy idea. But hey, if you happen to like it, you can vote yes or no. The choice is yours. Best of luck to you, Anubis Dunk. Then we got the likes of the Sponge Large Wooden Box. Mr. Confusion, what is this? It's too big. I can't clean myself with that. But yeah, you get the idea. It's basically like a large washing sponge. And yes, this glows in the dark with a very faint glow. But nothing wrong with that. It still glows. And of course, this also comes with a version that does not glow in the dark. So if you happen to be a fan of either of these, please consider voting for Confusion's Sponge Large Wooden Boxes, whether it's the glow in the dark version or the non-glowing version. Then we have the Weapon Rack Large Wood Box. So just this past week we have the weapon racks being introduced, $10 a piece. But hey, if you've got plenty of very nice looking skins to flex, you can afford that. There's no issue there. But yeah, this is in reference to new content that was introduced. So if you happen to think, yeah, that blends in very nicely, I think that works out very nicely, then please consider voting yes or no for Kosem and Mad Polly's Weapon Rack Large Wood Box. It does blend in quite nicely. You did a pretty good job of that. Cool. Right, then we have the wood box. It says wood and box. It's a wood box. That's the only image I can show you. Good job, all. You could have had more. You could have had more. All right, well, that's it. That's the wood box. So if you happen to like what you see, please consider voting yes or no. And then lastly, very weirdly named this one. This is the Tugboat Door Large Wood Box. What? Yeah, not too long ago we had the Tugboat Sheet Metal Door being accepted, and of course Mr. Freddy Krueger and Shaft this time. Okay, cool. They have decided to make a continuation, so let's go take a look at that Tugboat Door that was accepted, what, like 2 weeks ago? How's that holding up? Oh dear, it's already down by 38%. But that's sheet metal doors in general. If you were to take a look at all the sheet metal doors that came out this year, how many of them are in the positive at the moment? The answer is... only one. Only one. We've had 19 and only one of them's doing all right at the moment. But please remember, I did say during the months of September, October and November, skin prices tend to be pretty bad. Very bad. So anyway, if we were to take a look at that Tugboat Door more specifically... I mean, I should never have left that page, but I wanted to go take a look over here. So this originally sold for $1.49 in the Rust store, and as you can see, it's not really retaining that value very well. But there's only 58 of these on the Steam market. If there were to be more tugboat skins being made, more specifically tugboat deployables, then yes, the likes of this sheet metal door could very likely have a very nice future ahead of it. potentially, but we do need to see even more skins being made and accepted. So what are the chances that the large wood box potentially is accepted? I mean, as good as any other skin. There's nothing wrong with it. But yeah, you probably need to go ahead now and consider voting yes or no if you happen to like the design of this, and would you like to see even more tugboat skins being made? Well, best of luck to you three gentlemen. Right, now we're going to move on to doors. We have a few wooden doors, and then we have the likes of an armoured door, sheet metal door. Where's the armoured door? Okay, we'll stop at sheet metal door. Okay, sorry, I'm just having a moment. Right, look at this wooden door. He is not very impressed. He does not care. Oh, you're going to break me down? Whatever. So yeah, this is made by Anafin. Very goofy, silly idea, but hey, if you happen to like goofy, silly ideas, please consider voting yes or no for the unimpressed wooden door. It doesn't even care if you don't even want to bother voting. Yeah, I'm actually quite a fan of that. I like that. But anyway, moving on. We also have the likes of the construction wooden box. Now, wooden door. Sorry, I'm having a moment. Construction wooden door. Get a good look at that. Yes, in all the lighting and whatnot. Get a good look at that. If you happen to like this, I mean, it still needs to be like, you need a proper frame on that and whatnot. Calmo, you didn't finish the door. It's obviously intended to be that way. Yes, if you happen to like that wooden door design, please consider voting yes or no for Calmo Legend and Bobo Sass's construction wooden door. Then we have the gold submarine sheet metal door. Yes, Mr. Emilio Frito has taken a break from his chameleon collection this week, and he's decided to make a golden submarine deployable skin, that being this sheet metal door right here. A bit random, a bit goofy, but hey, do you like golden skins? Well, we've got some golden skins right here. We have the golden sheet metal door, and it glows in the dark. Wow. So if you're a fan of this and you like what you see, please consider voting yes or no for Emilio Frito and Saka di Similies's gold submarine sheet metal door. Then we have the toy door. I guess, yes, that's the toy door right there. Yep, that's for every Yes, all the Ruskin enjoyers definitely want this to be accepted. That's why they're all going to go ahead and vote yes, surely, right? Yeah. Jessin, Xenia Perez. Very nice and goofy. Perfect. Perfect for us. Thank you very much, gentlemen. Yes, if you happen to be a fan of this, please consider voting yes or no for the toy door. Right, then we have the Medusa Gorgon metal door. Get a good look at this. This is made by Zinc. It glows in the dark, as you can see, and it's got a very nice, cool-looking design right there. Wait, we shouldn't look at it. Ah! Well, it's too late. We're all dead. Okay, cool. So, yeah, that's a pretty cool-looking design. It's a version 2. We did see a earlier version this year. So, yep, if you're a fan of that, please consider voting yes or no. Then we have the Armour Hide sheet metal door. This is made by This is my... I can't pronounce... Do you know what? I don't know how to pronounce your name. I should say that to everybody, all the skin creators. If I don't pronounce your name correctly, you're more than welcome to message me and say, Hedge, this is how you say my name. Please don't worry. I want to make sure I say each and every single one of your names correctly. So I guess we could put... I guess it's supposed to be pronounced Nebula. I get the idea that's probably the intention. We're going to call you Nebula. So if that's wrong, my apologies. Please tell me if it's wrong. But yeah, they have produced this Armour Hide sheet metal door. Do you like the design? It's a whole lot more grounded, but it's like one of those types of doors that you might see in a bank and whatnot. That looks pretty cool. And if you happen to like the design approach to this, please consider voting yes or no if you're a fan or not. And remember, do consider offering a nice comment or two. Or, critique, feedback. You get the idea. Right, Evil sheet metal door, and it glows in the dark, and it's made by Trakmer. Good day to you, sir. He has produced yet again another interesting looking skin. And what is this? I don't know what the language is. It's a little bit strange, but Trakmer's always putting out some strange skins, so you shouldn't be surprised. But they certainly are quite creative. So if you happen to be a fan of this Evil sheet metal door, please consider voting yes or no for Trakmer's skin. Yeah. Cool. Then we have the Evil Recycler sheet metal door. Why are all the skins evil now? Why don't we have any good skins? Okay, moving on. All right. Okay. Don't think of it that way. Moving on. Right. So this is the Evil Recycler sheet metal door. Get a Google of this, and yeah, it's like a face, a little bit of a mouth there. Tee hee. very goofy. So this is made by Sad Happy. Get a good look at that. It doesn't seem to glow in the dark because there's no mention of it or anything. So if you like the design of this, please consider voting yes or no. Then we have the Rust Door, and it's made by Smoothie and Kerry, and you can see how they came up with the design down here, the evolution of the idea. And yep, its colour scheme is pretty cool. If you're a fan of this style, if you're a fan of this glow-in-the-dark sheet metal door, please consider voting yes or no for the Rust Door. Yeah, best of luck to you too. Then we have the riveted sheet metal door. Get a good look at this. This is made by Selectra. And I'm not sure what the green stuff was supposed to be, or is supposed to be. My apologies, I don't know. If you make a strange skin and you think people are probably going to struggle to understand what it is, you're more than welcome to add a description. Like, that's not an issue. But for what you can see here, this doesn't appear to glow in the dark. I guess that's lighting being shone onto it. I think, yeah, that's lighting being shone onto it. So yeah, this appears to be a sheet metal door that doesn't glow in the dark. So if you happen to be a fan of this, please consider voting yes or no. And with that, I do believe we're now moving on to the likes of garage doors. You probably have noticed a very goofy one. Just hold it in, all right? We're almost there. What we have here, though, is the Wolf garage door made by Yat and Sun Art. That's pretty cool. So, yep. The wolf is going to attack you if you get too close. His eyes glow red. He wants your blood. So, yes, this is the Wolf garage door. Pretty cool looking design. If you're a fan of this, remember, please consider voting yes or no for the likes of Yat and Sun Art's Wolf garage door. Then we have a bit of a surprise. This garage door was originally submitted for the Abyss update, which was a good couple months back. Yes, it's the creepy looking octopus. Remember how when you look at it, when it glows in the dark, it kind of looks like some sort of weird scary looking demon? Yep, it's a weird scary looking demon. Hey, it's Mr. Saki. Hey, do you like what you see? Do you want to see Mr. Saki being accepted in a future Rust store? Well, please consider voting yes or no for Mr. Saki's the Sunken Container garage door. Sorry, Dark Schneider's Ed Skipper, but you know I kept coming up with that goofy name. So yes, pretty cool, crazy design, but it's in your hands. Vote yes or no if you're a fan. And also, don't forget, consider offering a nice comment. And now we have met an interesting continuation of a collection. Another hamster skin has appeared. And I need to show you this GIF, because... what's going on? So, yeah, it's another hamster skin. We saw the likes of the Capybara Rock turn into a collection with the likes of the furnace and the sheet metal door being accepted. Well, somewhat recently, Keke has decided to make some hamster deployables, and here we are. We're now at this point where we've got two hamster doors that have been produced. Last week we saw the sheet metal door, now we've got the garage door. But more specifically, we're going to be wanting to talk about the likes of the Hamster Rock. Here we are. Right then, so currently this is selling for $2.43 apparently. Let's just confirm that. $2.50, damn it. But anyway, don't worry, it's still sticking to the point. So what price does this sell for again? This sold for $2.49. Wow, it's retaining its value. Well, you're doing a pretty good job there, you chubby little fun thing. Anyway, so if we were to see even more hamster skins being made, yeah, I do think the Rock would be doing quite alright. Now, of course, this isn't a deployable, but anyway, I still think it would work out quite alright. But we're still yet to see the first hamster skin being accepted, that being one of the hamster door skins. Sorry about that. But yeah, it would be promising for this. But as of now, I do believe this is the only Rock skin that came out this year that's actually holding its value. So if I were to look at all the other Rock skins, is that correct? So remember, this is actually $2.50, so all the other ones are kind of struggling a fair bit, but not this one. He's doing all right. Yeah, he's doing all right. So yeah, I think the hamster would get a bit of a boost, but I still think he'd go up in price around post-Christmas time anyway, because people love him. He's so cute, fluffy. Anyway, so this would definitely give it a bit of a boost, and everybody gets to have hamster stuff. Yay! All right, cool. So let's move on. We have the jail armoured door made by Michael and CD. What could be worse than spending the rest of your life behind bars? Yes, in the world we are used to, it sounds really terrible, but in circumstances when chaos is happening all around and everyone's trying to survive in the wild, this armoured door from a prison cell becomes a reliable shelter from the outside world. Well, perfectly fine description there, sir. This right here is the jail armoured door, and yeah, no see-through mesh there, so... If you're wondering if it's going to be like that old school jailer, what's it called? I can't remember that. You know, the one with the transparency. You know the one I'm about. It's not exactly like that. It's got a opaque hatch there. So, still a cool design. If you happen to like it, please consider voting yes or no for Michael and CD's jail armored door. And with that, the final deployable skin of this week. It's Mr. Sendox's garage double door. This is an armored. This is an armoured double door with the appearance of looking like a garage door. So far, just to make this 1080p with a bit of a better look, you can see that it's ever so nice and shiny. Yes, get a good look at that. It also glows in the dark with these two nicely placed lights right there. So, if you're a fan of that, please consider voting yes or no for Mr. Sendox's garage double door. Sounds nice, sounds cool, right, very nice. So that was the last deployable skin of this week. Please, if you happen to be a fan of a particular skin that we've seen so far, feel free to go ahead and comment. Feel free to point out the skin that you reckon has the best chance in potentially being accepted. And do not forget, in the description of this video, there is a link to this whole collection. You can now go through all of those skins that we just looked at, and you could consider voting yes or no if you happen to like them, and you could also consider offering a nice comment or two. It's as simple as that. I'm going to take a real quick drink, and we're going to go ahead and talk about all those weapons and tools. Right. Time for weapons and tools. We have many rock skins this week. I don't know why, but some of them are pretty goofy, and you can probably tell which ones those are. So, starting off, we have the Saturated Paints rock. This is made by Vladimir, and hello, get a Google of that. It's a very colourful rock indeed. What's going on there? What's that? Is there a reference to this? No, it's just a colourful rock apparently. So, does it glow in the dark? Doesn't look like it. No, that doesn't glow in the dark. So, if you happen to be a fan of this Saturated Paints rock, please consider voting yes or no for K Vladimir and Hello's Saturated Paints rock. Then we have the likes of the Salt Caramel Rock. Get a good look at that. This is made by Novaron. It's ever so sweet and tender. It's so delicious looking. Wouldn't you just want to take a bite out of it? Yes, indeed. What a delicious looking treat that is. If you like it, please consider voting yes or no for Novaron's Salt Caramel Rock. Then we have the Decorative Rock. Get a good look at this. This is made by Wagan and Eichvinier. I'm not sure if that's pronounced correctly. W-A-G-A-N. I don't know, my apologies. But yes, this is a decorative rock. Get a good look at that. It appears to glow in the dark. The insides of whatever it might be appears to glow, so that's interesting. Apparently this is supposed to be like a goofy little trinket that you might put on the side of your window or something. I remember the previous week. Let's just remind ourselves. We had this, and it had a little picture. It's like those weird little ball things that you might put on your window side. I don't know. It also looks like balls for a tree, but that's the best picture that I remembered. I'm a little bit confused as well, yeah. So don't be surprised if you're confused. I was confused as well when I first saw it. Anyway, I'm sure you won't be confused by this next skin. Mr. Rock. Perfect. There's no other explanation needed. It's Mr. Rock. It's Mr. Rock. Do you like Mr. Rock? Do you want to hold Mr. Rock? Do you want to protect Mr. Rock? Do you want to go on lovely adventures with Mr. Rock? Well, you need to consider voting yes or no for Mr. Rock. Yes, pet Mr. Rock. He deserves all the love, yes. Frog has produced Mr. Rock, and it's in your hands now, quite literally. Do you want to hold Mr. Rock and go on many fun adventures and loving them? You need to vote yes or no. You need to see him appear in a future Rust store. But he does compete with another strange-looking creature. The Pug Rock has returned as a version 2. Look at its eyes, it stares into your very soul. Mr. Ideal has decided to make a version 2 of his Pug Rock after seeing his Pug Furnace being accepted. Now, I was expecting some newer skins to be made, but you know what? Doesn't hurt to give it a second try. Maybe this gets accepted, maybe it doesn't. I wouldn't be surprised if we see another version of it being made in the future if that's the case. But regardless, I am expecting even more Pug skins to potentially be made in the future. But what we care more about is what about with the likes of that Pug Furnace. So here's the Pug Furnace, as you can see right there. It's the only Pug skin that we've had accepted so far this year. I can even show you Ideal's most recent skins. He's had a lot of frog skins. But anyway, let's go take a look at this. Oh no. Right, well, what we'll do is we'll wait for this to resolve, and then we'll get straight back to it. So don't worry, we'll be back in a bit. Right, we're back. Hello, how you doing? So, Pug Furnace is now fixed, as you can see, and it's only selling at $2.14. Now, this was in the Rust store just about a week ago, and it's selling for $2.99. It has not retained its value. How unfortunate. But that's basically affecting every other Rust skin. All the Rust skins are down in price. We've said this already many times. But the main point is, if we do see the likes of more Pug skins being introduced and accepted, the more the merrier, all the better for the likes of this skin. But more specifically, if we do see a whole lot more Pug skins being introduced, only then do I think it would really make that much of a difference. Just one skin might potentially give it a bit of a boost to the likes of the Furnace, but I reckon if we saw a few more than that, then things would probably really start to build up and look a whole lot better. That's not too hard to understand, I hope. So, very nice to see it. Personally, I do like Mr. Rock more. I am biased, I'm sorry, but Mr. Rock's had a perfect charm to it. Right, but Pug Collection could turn into something. We just had to keep an eye on it. Right, let's now move on to talking about these tools. And then we have some crossbows. And then we've got quite a lot of Eokas to talk about. Yes, this week has been pretty crazy with the Eokas this week, so let's just jump straight into it. We have Lullaby tools. Get a good look at this. So, over the past few weeks, Mr. Stapitch has been making some Lullaby armor pieces. Well, now he's moved on to making some tools. So, this is the pickaxe. And if we move over to here, this is the hatchet. So, if you happen to be a fan of what you see right in front of you, please consider voting yes or no if you happen to like the Lullaby tools. Then we have the likes of this leather crossbow. Get a good look at this. This is made by Scropin. Get a good look at that. Yep. It's looking very nice, looking very interesting if you happen to like this type of design. A bit more grounded, I guess you could say, more DIY style of skin. Yep, that's pretty cool. If you happen to like this, please consider voting yes or no, and best of luck to you, Mr. Scropin. Then we have the likes of the Dragon Ball crossbow. This is made by Berserker. Get a good look at that. When you look down to the panels here, it's like some eyes are staring at you. Now, I don't happen to know many dragons with loads of eyes, but then again, I don't really know many dragons, so it's all in the idea of creativity. So if you happen to like this design, please consider voting yes or no. Then we've got a lot of Eokas to go through. So this is made by Papa Carl. We have the Red Mushroom Eoka pistol. Get a good look at this. Yep. Now, you might not like the colour red, understandable. Then maybe you might like the colour blue. We've got the colour blue right here. Maybe you don't like the colour blue. Totally understandable. Maybe you prefer the colour red. Which one's your favourite? Feel free to comment. But yep, we have a Mushroom Eoka pistol. And hey, maybe we'll see one of these getting accepted or not. The choice is yours. Please consider voting yes or no. Best of luck to you, Pepper Carl. But we do know they have competition. We also have the likes of Corn. Yes, we've got a Corn Eoka made by Algorithm and Algorithm. There's two of them. So yep, can you look at that? Do you like corn? Now, we should point out we've had quite a few goofy Eoka skins in the past, such as the banana Eoka and the cucumber Eoka. To see a corn Eoka, kind of wouldn't be surprised if it were to be accepted. But this isn't the first attempt at corn Eokas, is it? No, not too long ago. I swear, was it Vase and Anushka? They had a corn Eoka as well. That was only like a month ago, right? I don't fully remember. But if you happen to like it, please consider voting yes or no. Universe Kid thought to himself, what's the goofiest thing I could think of? And it's the gooseneck Eoka. Oh, and he's got a little story here. So, look, your fake mustache doesn't give you the right to strangle me any harder than usual. Okay. Okay, sure. So that's probably one of the goofiest skins that we're going to see for a while. If you happen to want a gooseneck Eoka, please consider voting yes or no for Universe Kid. And maybe, just maybe, that might be their first ever skin to be accepted in a Rust store. Then we do have a continuation of the charcoal sketch collection. Not too long ago we did see the MP5 being accepted, and we can quickly go remind ourselves of that. It's right there, and it's currently only selling for about $1.30 at the moment. Quite unfortunate. But the main problem with this is based on the fact that it's an MP5. MP5s at the moment aren't exactly super, well, beloved, I guess you could say. But there's only 20 of these on the market. That's actually taken me by quite a surprise. But then again, it didn't sell that much. But yeah, in theory, if you were to see even more skins being introduced, surely the pre-existing skins would go up in price. Well, if it only consists of weapons, it's a bit 50-50. Either you like the Redemption Collection, where the vast majority of the skins you see here are kind of holding their value. Some of them are down a bit, some of them only down a little bit. It could easily all rebound and go back up in price again. But basically, the vast majority of weapon-only collections we see are like the Panther Collection, where they're all in the negative, except that one. But that one came out like 6 years ago, so that one's a bit of a special one. But yeah, I don't think this MP5 is magically going to increase in price and be super great. I mean, there was also talk about would the likes of clothing and armour being accepted after a whole bunch of weapons being accepted, would it really make that much of a difference? Well, we do have the Banana Collection here, and with this being accepted, I've only seen the Bonana go back up in price. So some of them have gone up in price overall, like Sapnana's sort of getting there. I guess you could sit there and say that, but anyway, we're talking more specifically about if this were to be accepted, will this make that much of a difference? Not really, no, I'm afraid to say. So, yeah, awkward, very awkward. But hey, if you happen to like this design, please consider voting yes or no for Upor and Hyper Monsters Charcoal Sketch Eoka Pistol. Right, moving on. We have saps, loads of saps, and then we have pythons, then we've got submachine guns, loads of submachine guns, and continuations to talk about. So, as you can see here, we have the sap drip made by Legacy and Lifter. A pretty colourful looking design, aimed down the sight. What's the colour of the aim sight? It's black with a very bright green. That's going to be pretty much noticeable in every single environment. So that's definitely going to be pretty well liked. So thank you very much for that. If you happen to like the design of this sap drip, please consider voting yes or no for Legacy and Lifter's skin. There we have the Airsoft sap, so get a good look at this. This is made by Panda's Workshop. A good up-close look, very nice and sleek design. Aim down the sight, what does it look like? We've got a red aim sight right there, with a little bit of white there, so might help with the precision, I guess. But yeah, if you like this design, please consider voting yes or no for Panda's Workshop Airsoft sap. Then we have the Fashion Verdict sap made by Drug Vlad. Yep, if we just quickly look over to here, get a much closer look. Yes, do you happen to like pink? A leather type of design all sewed in and looking ever so nice and exquisite? Well, Drug Vlad has a very nice skin for you. Do we have a nice aim down the sight image? It doesn't look like that, so this is the best we're going to have to do. Work with, I mean. And it looks like that reddish pink aim sight is the tip, so yeah, that should still be pretty helpful for most things. So yep, perfectly fine for what it is. If you happen to like pink, then please consider voting yes or no for Drug Vlad's Fashion Verdict sap. Then we do have a continuation of the Apache collection, but I believe it was called Windwalker. Yep, Windwalker. So SMKSS Marduk and IGWT Menace. Earlier this year, they got a SAR accepted, and it was the Windwalker SAR, so we're going to have to go ahead and take a look at that. Aim down the sight. That's a yellow aim sight right there. Yep, perfect. Yellowy gold. Orange. It's orange. Right, so Windwalker SAR. How are you doing at the moment? So basically, it's going to be the same thing as the Charcoal Eoka. This is not holding up very nicely. It's down to $1. Unfortunately, this happens to quite a lot of weapon skins if they're not super favourable. If we were to see the likes of that sap being accepted, would it all magically increase in demand and go up in price? I don't think so, no. This has been out for a good few months now. Nobody's really clamouring for it, so I have my doubts. I don't think it's going to really get anywhere. It's unfortunate, but yeah, that is the only other Windwalker skin that we've had. And yeah, I mean, being accepted, that is. But yeah, you get the idea. So unfortunate, but it is what it is. So moving on, we do have the likes of the Ice Python right here. Get a good look at that. Do you need more ice-themed skins for the winter? It's just around the corner. You might need to be more well-equipped. So yep, it looks like the aim sight here is a little bit brighter compared to all of the other ice, but it's basically white. That might not be useful in snowy environments, awkward, but every other environment it should be quite alright. So if you happen to like Bingo's Ice Python, well, please consider voting yes or no. Then we have the glaring MP5. This is made by Debsky and Fanaquela, and if you've seen that video that I had made for talking about setting up a followed authors list, you would probably already be aware of this, But yeah, looks like Debsky has taken a break from making a banana skin this week. Instead, we have this glaring MP5, version 2, and considering that we just recently had an MP5, I'm not 100% sure if this would be accepted, but hey, we shall see. So, nice, useful orange aim sight right there, should be pretty alright. If you happen to like a very colourful design for an MP5, please consider voting yes or no for the glaring MP5, and best of luck to you too. Then we have the Lattice MP5 made by Mr. Sean Mick, as you can see. And what does it look to the side? A pretty interesting, snazzy looking design. Get a good look at that. Yep, do we have a GIF down here? Yes, we do. That looks cool. Nice reload. Looking pretty nice. Shoot that, shoot it. Shoot the trees, shoot everything. So yes, this is the Lattice MP45. I'm pretty sure he meant to say just MP5. Aimed at the sight, what do we have? It is a useful dark yellow colour for the aim sight. So that should be pretty good for all environments. If you happen to like this design, if you are a fan of it, please consider voting yes or no for Sean Mick's Lattice MP45. Then we have a donut. Yes, we have the donut MP5 made by Sir Q. We got a gift that's going round and around and around and around and around. Yes. So, I believe we had a donut rock from you not too long ago, Sir Q. Let's just go take a look. How long ago was that? I swear we had a donut rock. Am I going crazy? It might not have been made by you. Oh, okay. That actually likely could be the answer. Well, either way, if you want to have a very tasty looking MP5, well, we got the option right here and available to you. My only issue is I don't have an aim down the sight image to look at. Looks like it's just the same colour pink as the rest of the donut. So if you happen to like what you see here, please consider voting for Sir Q's MP5 donut. Then we are moving on to Thompson's, and much like what we just talked about with Mr. Debsky, you can see PYH has also made his own skin this week. Solo. And yet, a very nice, bright and snazzy purple design. Do you like what you see? Do you need another Thompson skin? Well, we've had... So far this year, we've already beaten the amount of Thompson skins that were accepted last year. So... of course you need more. Everybody needs more. Can't stop. Need more. Give us more. So, yeah. It's a pretty interesting looking design if you happen to be a fan of it. Like I have said many other times, please consider voting yes or no if you'd like to support Mr. PYH. But he does have competition. Yes, he does. Moving on, we do have the Hobby Thompson made by MDE. So MDE, nice to see you again. If you weren't fully aware, MDE was the one that made the Blackout collection, the Whiteout collection, and the Cold Hunter collection. Sorry, I blanked out on the last one there. And he's made various other skins here and there as well, but those are the notable collections that he's made previously. And aimed down the sight, what do we see? A bit of yellow on this mostly brown aim sight. So that should still be helpful for most environments. If you happen to be a fan of what you see here, please consider voting yes or no for MDE's Hobby Thompson. Now we're going to move on to the likes of continuations. So we've got 3 Thompsons here that are continuations of sets. What we have first up is Tony Yayers and Odyssey's Kevlar Thompson. Yep, get a good look at that. Now, the angle of that picture isn't the best, and the lighting on this isn't the best either. It's a little bit awkward. I'm going to have to work with what I got here. But yeah, so not too long ago, what was it? Most Wanted, we had that random Kevlar M93 being accepted. Was it M3, not M3? Oh, I'm hopeless. Why don't you just take a look at it, Hedge? Come on, here we are. Nope, it's the wrong one. It's this one. Is it complete the sets? What was... oh no, it was the week after. Sorry. It was 2 weeks ago, that's it. Kevlar M39, that's it. It isn't holding up very nicely at the moment, as of now. But if we were to see more skins of Kevlar being accepted, could this potentially go up in price? Well, it is the issue of weapon-only collections. I mean, you could look at Banana, for example. For all of this time, pretty much every single Banana skin has been in the negative. Only now, since we've seen the likes of Armour skins being introduced, have we started to notice an increase in demand for them and whatnot. But essentially, by default, if the collection only consists of weapon skins, it doesn't usually tend to work out very nicely. And, well, I don't think that M39 is magically going to increase in demand and increase in price with only just one Thompson, alright? So, just trying to keep it more realistic, so, yeah. Still a pretty cool looking design and whatnot, but you do have competition, don't you, Mr. Tony Air and Odyssey? So, we already saw the aim sight, it's just brown. Let's move on to the next skin. If you happen to be a fan of this, please consider voting yes or no. Yep, he's got competition. We have a Berserker Tommy as well. The Berserker Thompson. Sorry, I kind of stalled there as I said it. Yes, Vase Hananushka have made a Berserker Thompson. Can we get a good look of it in-game? Do we have an aim down the sight? Yes, we do. What's the colour of the aim sight? It's like a browny yellow white. I mean, it still helps. Still very nice. So, yep, if you happen to be a fan of the Berserker collection, maybe you might want to look at the likes of the Berserker Thompson. But we should take a look at the Berserker collection. So this has clothing and armour and whatnot. We're going to see... we're going to have more to discuss, essentially. So, somewhat recently, we did see the likes of the Berserker cloak being accepted, and potentially that's reinvigorated motivation for the likes of the skin creators to make more weapon skins for this collection. If we were to see some more weapons, could the likes of all of this potentially go up in price? I think it might increase demand, but I don't think it's going to really cause the prices to budge up that much. Remember, during the current times that it is, September, prices are a little bit awkward now, but I do have a very strong feeling the Berserker collection is probably going to be doing very nicely around post-Christmas time regardless. So if that Thompson were to be accepted by itself, it actually still might work out very nicely as well. It would be a very nice addition for this collection, but I don't exactly think this whole collection is going to be going up in price with just the appearance of that. But I do expect it to do quite nicely when we hit around January 2024 time. So just kind of saying that. So, very nice looking skin there, Vase Hanushka. If you happen to be a fan of it, please consider voting yes or no for the Berserker Thompson. And of course, we have one more skin. We have the Pirate Thompson. So, it's another pirate skin, another pirate weapon. Get a good look at this. The design, is it nice? Do you like it? Are you a fan? Well, aimed on the sight, what do we see? It is a useful red aim sight right there. So, Pirate Collection, how are you doing? The last pirate skin to be accepted was the AK-47. Now, I do remember, what was it? Yeah, we had a SAR. A SAR was submitted like a week or two ago. We haven't yet seen that being accepted yet. Maybe Face Punch is like, you know what? I think we got enough skins for Pirate Collection now. Maybe that very likely could be the answer. I mean, not only were there primitive skins, but an actual full set of core pieces, so, and gloves. So yeah, maybe this is it for it, or maybe this is it for now. Maybe 1on-J just needs to take a break from it for a while, and then gradually over time he could just add another one here and there, like Black Gold or what was Dragon Rage, that's it, sorry. Yeah, so those were very nice, fully fleshed out collections and whatnot, but only every now and then do we see the skin creators submitting another skin for them and get them accepted every now and then. So that potentially might be the position Pirate's in now. We shall see. Maybe a Pirate skin gets accepted immediately in this next Trust Door. So, would the likes of a Thompson magically cause all of this to go up in price? Well, exactly the same in regards to what we just talked about with the Berserker collection. I don't think the Pirate collection is going to budge that much. Number one, there's a lot of it in circulation. A lot of it was bought, all right? However, I'm feeling quite confident for it around post-Christmas time. The benefit of this is it's a budget blackout set. And not everybody can afford blackout, but they definitely can afford Pirate collection. So I get the feeling this is going to be doing alright regardless around January 2024 time. Even the Pirate AK, most AKs, right, they usually instantly go down to about $1. This is still holding on. It's only selling at $1.55. I reckon this will be rebounding and going up in price very nicely around January time as well. So as a whole, this collection, I think it's going to be doing much better regardless around post-Christmas time. A Thompson's not going to make that much of a difference. So it's very nice, it's very cool, and it is very much a welcome addition, but it's not going to make a massively insane impact. So cool to see it though. Best of luck to you, 1on-J and 34633. Right, let's move on. We have some SARs. I do believe, yeah, we've got an LR300 right there, And then we have some AK-47s, and I do believe we've got an L96 as well. Cool. Okay, so here it is, the calibrated SAR. Get a good look at this. Yep. It just keeps saying kill, 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 kill. I wonder what I feel like doing today. Yes, it's a very nice motivational song. So aim down the sight, what do you see? It's like a pea green yellow. Very interesting, very nice. Do you happen to like this SAR? Do you like its design? Do you like how it motivates you? Well, please consider voting yes or no for Delari's calibrated SAR. Then we have the likes of the Poison SAR. Now this comes in two different versions. Lysaint Art has produced this Poison SAR. Look at the skeleton of the snake. The colour scheme, are you a fan of it? Aim down the sight, what do we see right there? It is a grey tip. Cool. But like I said, this comes in two different versions. We appear to have a bit of a change in the colour scheme. So get a good look at that. A different kind of yellow. You can see the skeleton a whole lot better there. And aim down the sight, what do you see? It's still the same grey aim sight. But yep, which one are you a fan of? Which one do you prefer? Feel free to say. And hey, between the two of them, feel free to go ahead and vote yes or no. For Lysaint's Poison SARs, which one do you prefer? Feel free to comment. Right, now we have a continuation of the Tier 3 collection. This is the Tier 3 LR300. It's the version 2, so Lodi, earlier this year, he had a few Tier 3 weapon skins being accepted. Let's just aim down the sight. What do we see? A useful red aim sight. So, Tier 3, let's go take a look at you. Alright, so we have had the likes of the Tier 3 AK, we've had the Tier 3 Thompson, and the Tier 3 SAR, and basically, we've mentioned it many times already today, if the collection only consists of weapons, by default, this is the usual expected outcome. It's not holding up very nicely, is it? It is unfortunate, but this is the expected outcome. It usually always happens like this. So, an LR300, if that were to be accepted, would all of this magically jump in demand and jump in price? No, no. And I worry for that instantly, because LR300 skins by themselves don't exactly hold up either. So, it's unfortunate, but that's what weapon collections tend to be like. Unless it's a super standout collection like the Redemption collection, I don't think so. It's unfortunate, but I see this happen all the time. I'm simply pointing out what I'm expecting based from experience. But even though, if you happen to like what you see, please consider voting yes or no. Sorry. Please consider voting yes or no for Lodi's Tier 3 LR300. Sorry about that. This felt a bit weird there. I was kind of mumbling. Anyway, we have a very strange AK-47 right in front of us. It's an invisible AK. But I think this is probably pushing it a little bit. So, looking at that, yeah. But I think that's taking it a little bit too far. It's a goofy idea. Yeah, okay, totally understandable. I get it, but I just don't think Face Punch would be allowing such a thing. I get the gimmick. I understand it. It's just, I don't think so. If anything, you probably could have given it the appearance that it was made of glass or some sort of like very powerful like plastic or something. But yeah, no, I don't think that's going to be happening. Just double check. Does it look like it's made out of plastic? No, it's just transparent. Yeah, I don't think so. Sorry. Right, the Lepidopterist. I definitely didn't spell this, okay, I definitely didn't pronounce that correctly. I can't even speak words normally anyway. Okay, this is made by Fuff, and I guess a Lepidopterist is someone who looks after butterflies or examines them or researches them. Regardless, it's a pretty cool, colourful looking design. Get a good look at that. So yeah, very nice, very sleek, very cool. Aim down the sight. What do we see? What's the colour of the aim sight? It is just, it's just black. Cool. So that's perfectly fine for what it is. If you happen to be a fan of this, please consider voting yes or no for Fuff's Lepidopterist AK-47. Right, Oasis and Schumer have made a pretty cool looking AK-47 right here. This is the Armageddon AK-47. It's got a very, very angry looking eye right there. Now, does it glow in the dark? No glow. Okay, that doesn't glow in the dark. So I just want to confirm this doesn't glow in the dark. But if you happen to be a fan of this, if you like what you see, well, please consider voting yes or no. Pretty cool looking design, very nice bump work there and whatnot, and the aim sight is very nice and very red right there. So, if you're a fan, please consider voting yes or no. Then we have the good luck AR. Well, if you need more luck with your aim, well, have I got the gun for you? Yes. We've got the good... Oh, you can see how they came up the design and whatnot. That's nice. That's cute. So, aim down the sight. What do we see? It's a yellowy gold aim sight. Can we get a good look on the side? Yep. Right. So, you might notice, but this was the group that got the... what was the Valentine's AK called again? It's the pink one. It's the pink one. I'm sorry. Love AR, I think. That's it. Yep. Very similar design. Yeah, that's essentially it. So if you happen to like what you see, please consider voting yes or no for the good luck AR. And best of luck to you, GBG and Trigger. Then we have the Toxic Slime AK-47. Get a good look at this. This is made by Mike. So, yeah, where did the Toxic Slime come from? Is this still okay to shoot? I'm worried. I'm very worried. Hey, if you happen to like this design, if you think it looks pretty cool, and if you want an AK-47 with a useful red aim sight, look no further than the Toxic Slime AK-47 made by Mike. Best of luck to you, Mike, and if you like what you see, please consider voting yes or no. Then we have the Alligator AK-47, and yes, it's made by the one and only Chillag. We have a video. Let's go take a look at this. Let's take a look. I can't have the sound on just in case. Sorry, Chillag. Right, Alligator AK. It's scaly, it's green, and it's looking pretty cool to me. Do you like it? Are you a fan? Are you a fan of these videos that he keeps producing? Well, please consider voting yes or no for Chillag's Alligator AK-47. Nice video. Are you going to clap? No, he's giving us a thumbs up. He approves. Okay, so, yep. Chillag, best of luck to you, sir. Still looking for your first ever skin to be accepted. Could it potentially be the Alligator AK-47? There we got the Queen of Spades AK-47. This is made by Hedge. You can see how this was designed and how it developed. You've got a nice GIF here showcasing it. And let's go take a look at how it looks in game. Do we have a nice aim down the sight? Yes, we do. What's the colour of that? It is just a dark red. It's got like a black in the middle. Maybe that's just the shading or whatever. The lighting, sorry. But yeah, if you like what you see, if you're a fan of this design, please consider voting yes or no for the Queen of Spades AK-47. Best of luck to you, Hedge. Then we got the Sector AR. Pretty cool, sleek looking design here. Yeah, that's nice. So who's made this? It's the one and only Mr. Ghost. You're also looking for your first ever skin to be accepted. Get a good look at that. If you happen to like a more down-to-earth type of design, we've got a useful yellowy orange aim sight right there. Yeah, maybe you might like what you see right here. Would you like to vote yes or no for the Sector AR? It's right there. Yeah. I was about to say AK-47, but I already said AR. Right, best of luck to you, Mr. Ghost. And then we're moving on to the final weapon skin of this week, and that is the L96 Cheese Gun. It is an L96, and it's basically the... it's cheese. It's cheese. However, we also have a second version with mould on it. Yes, I love to shoot people with mouldy cheese. What a fantastic life I live. So this is made by Xenon. Get a good look at this. So, yeah, if you feel like we need another L96, if you think you need a cheese gun, please consider voting yes or no for Xenon's L96 cheese gun. Sorry. It's just too stupid for me. Right, anyway, we've just gone through all the weapons and tools. Which one was the standout skin for you today? Which skin was your favourite? Which skin do you reckon has the best chance in potentially being accepted? I'm going to take a real quick drink and then we're going to start talking about the armour and the clothing. Right, we've got some interesting words right here. Okay, so starting off, we are now talking about the armour and clothing, starting with the banana leaf hide skirt and halterneck. Sorry about that, I kind of like choked as I spoke. Right, so we need to talk about this. Hide halterneck. This has not had a skin accepted since, well, you'll see for yourself. Oh, I've clicked several things there. Sorry about that. Yeah, we have not had a skin since 2017, and we only have 2 skins, and they're both pretty pricey. And then skirt, that's another one, hide skirt. So, there you go. Right, we have not had a hide skirt skin since 2017 as well. And again, both of these are fairly pricey. So, in the position that we're currently in, this is looking pretty interesting. I know it looks a bit goofy, but... well, I mean, it's a male model there, but anyway. Could you say no to this? Do you reckon it looks pretty goofy? I mean, to see more skins for the female characters and whatnot, especially a role player type of skin and whatnot, I get the feeling this could work out very nicely, and we do have to talk about the banana leaf poncho and the bandana. So this was submitted not too long ago, and at the moment they're both kind of struggling a little bit. So the bandana, it's down by 6% at the moment, but I do get the feeling some people probably noticed the new skins that we just saw, and it might have trickled up a little bit. But yeah, in the current position, the likes of the poncho and the bandana, if we were to see these new skins being accepted, yes, I do think there'll be a positive impact on this. I do think there would be an increase in demand and an increase in price. And when you look at all the listings that this currently has, it could easily shoot back up and go above its rust store price. So yes, I am definitely in the position where if we were to see the likes of banana leaf, hide skirt and halterneck, I really do think it's going to be a very nice positive impact on the likes of those already existing banana leaf skins. So best of luck to you, multi-name and Marco. Let's see how this turns out, and yeah, we shall see. But I am positive that banana leaf skins would go up in price very nicely. So usually with clothing and armor it works best with investments. That's not too hard to realize, is it? Right, hoodie and pants, we got two selections. We have a continuation of that madness set that we saw last week. Still waiting to see if the tier 3 could get accepted. We made the point that it's definitely looking like a very nice, valuable looking budget blackout set. But the issue is with all of these pictures and images, we don't get to see the hoodie and the pants without the tier 3. That's definitely something I would point out to you, Vlek. I can't see just the hoodie. It's a bit awkward. I can see the pants, that's fine, but like I want to see how it looks with just the hoodie. And you don't have the picture of that. I mean, you might sit there and say, oh, you could just look at that, but come on now, I want to see what it looks like in game. So in the future, just be aware of that, okay? It's nice to see the full set of what it currently is, but I needed to see the hoodie. So yeah, if you're a fan of the Madness hoodie and pants, please consider voting yes or no, and maybe we could have another budget blackout set on the horizon. There we have the likes of the Sand Rhino hoodie and pants. Guys, it's a continuation of the tier 3 armor that is currently in the Rust store. So this is definitely going to be an interesting outcome because at the moment, from what we can see here, all the skins that you see, it doesn't look like a single one of them will be going over 20,000 sales. If anything, that Sand Rhino might hardly even reach 15,000 sales. All the better for it to rise up in price in the future because there's a lot less of them in circulation. But the current appearance is it looks like hardly any people bought these in excess. Now, what's so special? What's so special about this? Well, the main point that we instantly talked about was how it's probably going to be treated like a budget Desert Raiders set. And when you look at the price of Desert Raiders, you might notice it's pretty expensive. Just the tier 3 armor is currently selling for about $55. Yeah. And then the hoodie and pants, well, that's $10.70. This is about $7. And then tier 2 is also expensive. The point is, this is definitely going to be considered a much more affordable option. And therefore, if there's demand for it, the price will go up as well. So, with the appearance of a new core piece that could potentially be accepted in over the course of the next few weeks in a future Rust store, things are looking all the better for it. Right. So, that tier 3 armor very likely could, easily go up in price. The amount of sales that we currently see, it's hardly anything. In the grand scheme of things, it's hardly anything. So this is looking to be very, very, very interesting. All right? The best thing that I can compare this to is to how the Reptile Hunter easily went up in price. So with the Reptile Hunter, which was accepted a good few months back, it got the hoodie and the pants and then the tier 2, and it happened like basically all within a month. And this face mask at one point was selling for like $12 a piece. Very comfy. But of course, all skins are now suffering now because of the current time period. But with how this performed, I feel like this could do even better. And as time goes on, even more better, because there's a lot less of these in circulation. So, things are looking to be very, very interesting. But I wouldn't talk about buying into these just yet. They're abnormal. We can do our buy orders tomorrow, and we can see what the buy order support looks like afterwards, and then we can consider whether we want to buy in on them, all right? So the appearance of the Sand Rhino hoodie and pants, yeah, this is definitely very, very helpful for the likes of considering whether we want to buy the Sand Rhino tier 3. So at the moment, things are looking very, very positive. And how high do you reckon it all might go when post-Christmas hits? So that's a big talking point for tomorrow. Things are looking very nice. Best of luck to you, Himik and Sapesh. If you like it, please consider voting yes or no. And then we have some training gloves and some Tier 2 armor to look at. And yes, it's some pretty interesting Tier 2 armor right there, but let's talk about these gloves first. So, are you aware of the training set? It was a set that was accepted quite some time back, to be precise, 2019. Whoa, that is quite a long time ago. So, yeah. Wait, is this the same set? I think it is. It's made by Mishka. Yeah, this is the same set. Yep, training collection. Yep. So this was the go-to black-coloured set before we got the likes of Blackout Collection. And this is actually pretty expensive. Not ridiculously expensive, if you just go back over to here. Yep, so that's $6. That's $10. God, that's $7. So yeah, it's pricey, but it's not ridiculously expensive, but still kind of pricey. But yeah, a pair of gloves. Could you imagine that? Well, I mean, we've already had leather gloves. But anyway, these. I'll be honest with you, if that were to be accepted, we have seen instances where a pair of gloves did have a nice positive impact on the likes of some skins that already existed. I mean, that quite literally happened this week with the high quality metal gloves. When this was accepted, people jumped in and bought out all the stock of the Tier 3 armor. So yes, I do get the feeling that there would be quite the reaction to the likes of all of the training skins, but there's a lot of them, and they're already kind of pricey, so it might not be that worth it, to be honest. So, plus, you know, it's not like there's a lot more clothing and armor skins that could be added afterwards, so maybe just avoid it. Maybe just avoid it, just to stay safe, all right? You don't want to be spending a lot of money at this current time. So, okay, cool. Best of luck to you, Mishka and Swonsper. If you happen to like what you see, please consider voting yes or no. Okay, right. So here we are. It is the version 2 of the Abyss Tier 2. And you might be sitting here and saying, well, didn't we just literally have like Tier 2 not that long ago? Well, you are correct. That was about a month ago. But it's fine. You're allowed to resubmit a skin as a version 2, so as long as you wait at least a month. So if you want to get a good look at the difference between the original version and the current version, let's just go take a look. So this was the old version. What you could see here was just like one big mouth, and then there was some sort of silly designs on the side here. Well, the version 2, the newest version, you have like a proper face here, and on both of the shoulder pads, you got like a mouth, and it's like, nah. So you got like a scary mouth there, scary mouth there, scary mouth on both shoulders, and a scary mouth on both leg sides. So yeah, Tier 2, version 2. It's our second chance to see if we can see this being accepted. And I know quite a lot of people did give up on Abyss Tier 3 when we failed to see it being accepted in this current week that you see here. When people saw Banana being accepted, people gave up. And the price of the Abyss Tier 2 went down pretty bad. Tier 3. Now, it actually went back up again. I guess people have noticed that the Tier 2 version 2 was submitted and they've jumped back in. So we just look at the, yeah, so it went down, rock bottom here, and now it started to pick back up again. And if you could just go over to here, yeah, pretty much the exact same thing. So yeah, chest plate, you got really cheap. You went down to like $1.20 at one point. And this, the face mask, it was down to like $1.70 if I can recall. Well, it's perked back up a fair bit. Could this potentially get a whole lot better? Of course, we just need to see that Tier 2 being accepted. It's what ifs and maybes, all right? We've already been burned out with the first attempt. Could we potentially be successful with the second? By default, if that were to be accepted, yes, the Abyss Tier 3 will be going up in price very, very nicely. And we hope to see it happen, but we already hoped once. Maybe this could be the one. Come on, you gotta hope harder. Damn it, hope harder. So yeah, best of luck to you, Little Ranger and Graham Crow, and if you happen to like what you see, please consider voting yes or no. Right then. Then we do not have, oh we do have a continuation to talk about, but we're on to the Tier 3 armor. And let's go. So, Bad Trip and Hulk this week have made like an Oni style, scary looking armor piece. It comes in a red version and a gold version. Right, so, which one do you prefer? Red, oh wait, okay, don't worry. Which one do you prefer, red or gold? Red or gold? Now, just to point you out, Bad Trip was the one that made the Black Gold collection, so I'm under the impression that Face Punch probably would prefer the red one. We shall see, but here's what it looks like in-game. The big scary teeth, the cool-looking red design right there. Yep, get a good look at that. So which one do you prefer, red or gold? And do you happen to like the design? Is it for you? The blue eyes are a great touch. So, yeah, so that's the red version. Here's the gold, nice and shiny, gold and glistening, very nice, very cool. Which one's your favourite? And do you reckon this potentially has a good chance of being accepted? Remember, if you happen to like it, please consider voting yes or no for Bad Trip and Hulk's Ronin mask and chestplate, red and gold versions. But, you know, you don't have to vote. You don't have to vote for both. You could just vote for the ones that you specifically care about. It's up to you. So, yeah, best of luck to you, Bad Trip and Hulk. Then we have the Fierce Tier 3 armor. So get a good look at this. Actually, let's get a look at there. Yeah, cool. So this is made by Mr. Verona. Get a good look at that. Pretty cool design. And in the desert. So yeah. Oh, that's it. Okay then. Right. Well, yeah. If you happen to like this design, if you happen to prefer this red option, then yes, please consider voting yes or no for the Fierce Metal Tier 3 armor. Do we have any other pictures? Nope, that's it. Okay, cool. Well, best of luck to you, Mr. Verona. Like I said, if you like it, please consider voting yes or no. And then lastly, we do have a continuation. This is the Arctic Skull Tier 3 version 2. This potentially could be a budget whiteout set, I guess you could say. So, earlier this year, we got quite a lot of Arctic Skull weapons being accepted. Let's go take a look at all of that. How many did we get? It's like 4 or 5. Yeah, 4. Okay, cool. So, yeah, the SAR's still holding up very nicely, because when I first saw this, I was like, you know what, guys? I guess a lot of people could look at this and think, this is a budget comic set. Which would, you know, that you could agree upon that, because, like, we have hardly any white SARs, and that's probably half the reason why it's only down by 2% at the moment. When we return to January, when we have post-Christmas time, yeah, this very likely will be easily going up in the positive. So that's just a little thing for me to tell you about. Okay, cool. Right, anyway, so we've had some attempts on armor before. We haven't been successful. Maybe this could be the potential time. We shall see. So this is made by Alloy and Mr. Hook. We are zooming in. Yes, we are. So, yeah, this could potentially be a pretty useful set for the snowy environments. However, you know, it's very cold. But either way, if you happen to like the design of it, if you're a fan, do you reckon it's got a pretty decent chance of being accepted? And then there's the question of, would the likes of those weapons shoot up in price if we were to see clothing and armor being accepted? Sorry about that. Well, again, I bring back to the situation with the Banana collection here. This was a collection that only consisted of weapons, and then a tier 2 armor was accepted. And yes, I have seen the likes of some of these weapons increase in demand and going up in price a fair bit. However, we're also still struggling with the current time period. The fall season, the autumn fall seasonal dip is currently in place. All skin prices are suffering. So I get the feeling the Arctic Skull is not really going to budge that much, I'm afraid, the weapons to be precise. But hey, maybe as a whole, it will all easily go up in price when post-Christmas hits. It's really hard to properly figure out. But anyway, if you happen to like this design, if you are a fan of it, please consider voting yes or no for the Arctic Skull Tier 3. And best of luck to you, Alloy and Hook. And with that, people, over here, that was the final clothing and armor skin to talk about this week, and of course, the final skin in total to talk about this week. So, which of the clothing and armor skins was your favourite? Which one do you reckon was the best one to potentially be accepted? And, you know, as a whole, which one was your favourite skin of this week? Which one do you reckon has the best chance? Yeah, that was 91 skins. That was quite a talk. I hope I was pretty well on pace today. It wasn't the fastest, but I think we were efficient enough, and we did have a few notable collection continuations that appeared. So before we disappear, I should point out the newest top picks list has appeared. It's right here with a brand new video as well. So TGG has produced a new list. Please consider going through it all and get a good idea of what potentially could be a candidate for the next Rustore this week. Get a good look at all of that. And do not forget, he also has a video right here. Please don't play music. It's right there. So I would also recommend that you watch this video as well. Get a good look at all the skins in game, and yeah, you get a good idea of what potentially could be coming out. Also, listen to the words he says. He does pass on some useful information here and there. Okay, so yeah, top picks list is right there. we've just finished the Rust Workshop skin checks. Go forth and make investments if you're curious and think things are going to work out very nicely. I'm out of breath. Have a lovely week. Catch you later. See you and goodbye.